This week, K-Man continues to tackle two-man jobs on his own.
And after months of things getting darker, dirtier and more dingy, as we renovate this old stone cottage.
Finally, a moment of light and warmth for this previously abandoned farmhouse. This is a dream come true moment.
And no, the floor still isn't in yet.
Why must these things happen to me?
Morning all. As you can see, haven't tackled the masking tape job yet. I'm not sure if I'll get to that today. In a minute, I'm going to be planting some borage down the hill behind you here. Don't ask me why. I just do what I'm told when it comes to gardening. K-Man is the mastermind. He's like, plant this borage down there. Okay. And we will just cope with the challenges of planting on a slope. I'll try to remember to point my wheelbarrow across the slope. But before we get to planting, other homestead updates include the grass is growing and looking a little bit better every day. We're going to have some more homestead updates, quite significant ones for you next week. But also, one of the things about living here is this is a quirky parcel of land, which is probably one of the reasons why no one else wanted it and why we were lucky enough to get it. And it has its perks for sure, like privacy and the peacefulness. But the layout of this land poses a bit of a challenge. So for those of you who've been around here for a while, you'll know that we live on one hill and we do most of our homesteading on the other hill. So this means that when we're up on the other hill tending to the veg or collecting eggs, we can't actually tell what's going on over on this hill. And one of the specific challenges is that we can't always see or hear if somebody's shown up at our gate. What's the gate? And that's actually even true from inside the cottage and in the cabin. And that's why we're excited to have teamed up with Reolink, who are the sponsors of today's video. And we're trying out their Go PT Ultra camera and solar panel kit. That's funny. I've just got a motion sensor notification on my phone from the camera because I've just shown up on the camera because it's there behind me. So, cool things about this camera are that it is wireless, runs on 4G, and with the solar panel kit, it means that we never have to worry about running out of power, even up here. Now we can check out who's at the gate no matter where we are. One of the really great things about the Reolink Go PT Ultra is how easy it was to get going, which is a relief because K-Man really doesn't need any time sync side quests right now. So we mounted ours on this thing here. It has a name. Some of you all know what this is called. This is not an orthodox setup, but it just shows you how flexible this is. You can install it wherever suits you, and the camera synced with the app in no time at all, and now we can check on it from anywhere. And it has this pan and tilt function. You can scan the whole driveway, you can zoom in if you wanted to see if a parcel's been left or something like that. Super easy to use. We actually recently have moments where somebody comes and wants to turn around and they use the top of our driveway, or somebody delivers something and they either don't shut the gates or don't shut them properly, and the ponies have got out that way. So now we can check on the gates and run up and close them if we need to. So it's giving us real peace of mind, whether that's being notified of a delivery driver or a neighbour just popping by, or just knowing that everything's secure when we're off the property too. Reolink are celebrating their 16th anniversary with a big promo. So if you live rurally or have animals or pets that you want to keep safe, or just want a smart way to keep eyes on your property, check them out. Click on the link in the description to explore Reolink's anniversary deals. And thanks again to Reolink for sponsoring today's video and for helping keep the ponies in, the parcels delivered, and that peace of mind for us too.
So here we are folks, on Bank Holiday Monday. The sun is shining, for now anyway. The forecast is due to highlight the heavens opening later, and we're going to get a hell of a lot of rain. So yeah, while the sun is shining, I'm working inside. So the stove is getting fitted, the log burner behind these plasterboard slabs is going to get fitted. That's going to be very exciting. I'm really looking forward to firing up. I've already got the wood ready. We felled a couple of ash trees when we first arrived, and that ash has been what do you call it, maturing, drying, seasoning. That ash has been seasoning for the last 18 months. So I've got 18-month seasoned ash, which is going to be perfect for burning in the new log burner. So really looking forward to that. So today is taking it fairly steady. The next phase for here is I hadn't intended to put a vapor control layer here, but actually in retrospect, well, it's not retrospect because it's not finished yet. I've decided to U-turn on that decision and put a vapor control layer against the wall, and then I'm going to fill between the studs. I've got some rock wool, mineral wool bats, and then I'm going to face it with a damp-proof membrane because this is a wet room wall, remember, so I actually want to stop any moisture penetration going through the wall as much as possible. So to do so, I'm going to use an actual damp-proof membrane on the inside of the thermal envelope. None of the hot, humid air will make it to the cold side and condense and cause interstitial condensation. Yeah, we don't want that, that's bad. So that's the next phase for the stud work. Game plan for today is some plasterboarding. The ceiling is ready for the plasterboard layer. In typical me fashion, doing a two-man job as a one-man, and it doesn't get any more awkward than plasterboarding ceilings as one person. In the previous reno, I had a plasterboard hoist. No such luck. I have sold that since that last renovation, since we went on our travels. I am operating in maximum awkwardness mode. Getting that 8x4 slab up there is going to be quite a challenge solo. Last time I did this, and I vowed never to do it again, the plasterboard snapped over my head in two. Hopefully that doesn't happen today. That'll be fun. Hopefully no drama. Well, if there is, it'll be on camera. All you plasterers among you are going to laugh at me. I got this handy dandy double-sided blade, which via the magic of magnets will slot over the plasterboard. The two halves will split apart but follow each other as you run across the plasterboard and score it with the lovely wheel, little blade inside there, and then allows you to do a nice final snap with both sides of the paper backing actually scored and cut neatly. Hey, I don't do this every day. I'm not a plasterer, and it works nicely for noobs like me.
It works.
Nice clean cut. Hopefully it's the right size. Let's get her up. Right, here we go. First board. Nice and steady. No knocks or bangs that need repairing after. Steady as she goes. Who measured this? Sack the intern. Come on, half a mil. Okay, carefully. Carefully. No. No. That was my screwdriver bit. That was my screwdriver bit. Oh, only in my world would the screwdriver bit fall out of my f***ing tool. Nope. Why must these things happen to me? Well, it didn't snap on my head, so that was definitely an improvement over the first time, or last time rather. So I hit the ceiling once, I need to repair that. Having a prop stand will allow me to give it a little bit of position fettling, a little bit of a tappy tap tap. Okay, so while it didn't go to plan, all is not lost. I've created my little prop. Probably should have done that before I started. I was trying to rush the job. I'm going to take the screws, plasterboard screws out, try and fettle the position. I only need to move this side, this right hand side over 5 to 10 mil. We'll give it a little tappy tap tap. Nightmare! That's my f***ing prop. That is not what I expected of you. Nightmare. Okay, let's try again. Alright. Go away, fly. Leave me alone. An ideal platform. Nice. Yes. Okay. Right then folks, so we have our first slab in. It only took a mere 2 hours, including lunch. Pretty decent outcome. Well, very tight tolerances, that's why it was so challenging to get in. I only hit the ceiling once, so one minor repair on the Celotex aluminium foil. Otherwise, she's up, she's screwed, she's tight, and ready for the next board. Well, I've got the prop now, in which I had to fabricobble in an emergency, so this one should be a little bit more straightforward. The screw bit fell out of my my screwdriver, so I couldn't actually attach it any further to the ceiling.
Oh no!
And I didn't have a prop up here.
Oh no!
So I managed to hold it while I grabbed a board to like precariously prop it up.
Yeah.
Like put a screw in the remainder of the platform so that the board didn't like shoot away. Yeah, it was quite fun. Oh. Get out of the way. No, more of an angle. Yep, that's it.
goes like that.
This wall's like a banana, so it's 845 on that end, it's up to halfway, and then it goes down to 805, so it loses 2 inches from there to there.
Yeah.
That was easier to get up and easier to prop up with an extra pair of hands, thankfully, thanks to the missus. I'm going to take the knife up into that corner and then just score 5mm, 1/4 inch off that very tippy toppy corner. I'll be able to squeeze it in. Repaired. It's been fixed in situ with a little bit of fettling with a knife. Time to get it screwed up.
It's time for
Comment of the week.
the comment of the week this week comes from Kiwi Grandma. She had lots of lovely things to say. She also had an idea about why the grass is growing in a patchy fashion in the field that we just had sown.
Is it possible that the central areas aren't as nutrient rich, or the soil is more compacted and water run off more quickly, carrying its seed with it? As you know, the excavation of that field for the burial of the geothermal pipe and the creation of the new soakaway was protracted, prolonged, and not as clinical as originally anticipated. So that meant that a lot of the subsoil got kind of mixed with the topsoil. So yeah, you're probably spot on with your suggestion.
It might need some topsoil dressing, which our tree lady will know.
Thank you, Kiwi Grandma. That's a great comment, great suggestion, and we'll chew that over.
Yeah, this just is a great example of how helpful you guys are and how invested you are in our journey, and just sharing your insight and tips with us is really appreciated. But also, Kiwi Grandma, we noticed that you describe yourself as a grandma, so we assume that you are a lady of mature years, let's say, and we notice that we get lots of comments from people who will happily tell us their age. If you feel happy to share this week, let us know in the comments how old you are, or just a ballpark. We don't need to know your date of birth or anything, because I just think it'd be really interesting, because not only do we get people watching and joining along with our bumblefuckery from around the world, but it seems to be a really big mix of ages as well, which we absolutely appreciate, don't we?
Yeah, thanks for your comment of the week. Keep commenting, we enjoy them a great deal, and we look forward to the next comment of the week.
Our first earlies already, these Vita Noir potatoes, purple variety. So I'm going to pull some up, see what's in there. It's always like a treasure hunt, and cook with them. this is a rare sight. This is a man reading the instructions.
Oh, we've never had a wood burning stove before, have we? And it also recommends a top-down fire, which I've never built before. I always do a bottom-up. Top-down.
I feel like this is an exciting moment for this cottage because she hasn't had heat in how long?
Yeah, at least since it was lost as part of its repossession, so that's 2017. And probably for a few years before that, so best part of 10 years.
Let's put some heat in this old girl.
Oh yeah. Come on, baby. Come on, baby, like that fire, like my fire.
Go on, sing.
No.
Come, baby, light my fire.
So,
Light it, light it.
alright.
Came in here on the promise of a fire.
Let's do it.
Hey.
It's a shame you didn't catch my log splitting attempts on camera.
Tell the viewers what you nearly did with your axe.
I nearly learnt the ultimate lesson in how not to use an axe by chopping. I was using a brand new axe because it was attached to the top of the van for our adventures and it never came off.
One of the many things that we took travelling and never used.
So I took a brand new axe off the roof of the van. It was a little bit rusty, but still sharp. Well, very sharp, brand new sharp. And proceeded to split our ash, which we had to fell very early days after landing here because it was right where we needed to put the caravan. And it would have also fouled like the kitchen extension and stuff. Anyway, so we felled these two ash. So we've been seasoning the ash for like, well, the entire time, 18 months. I was using the stump as my cutting work top. What do you call this? What do you call
Cutting stump.
Cutting stump, yes, indeed. And
Look, fire.
and I swung the axe. I got a nice clean slice down the first log, chunked off like a third of it. So I had 2/3 left to split. And the second strike didn't really, it just glanced the log. Third strike, it glanced it, and the axe continued down, and it pretty much landed on my foot. And
Are you wearing steel cap boots?
I'm not wearing steel cap boots.
Should you be?
I wasn't wearing any eye protection. I didn't have any gloves on. I
Fail.
didn't have any steel toe cap boots. And it landed on my trainer, and it left a slice in the top of my trainer.
So you nearly lost a toe.
I nearly lost a toe.
We've already had people in the comments saying, be careful, you can't afford an injury at this point.
And I nearly
There you
chopped
are, getting unruly with an axe. Is this where you lean?
This is where I lean now.
Look at that! Fire! Hey, should we just start one of those channels with a fire?
Oh yeah, ASMR.
Yay! Fire in my bedroom! Ah! Intentional fire in my bedroom. It's just what we do now. We just sit here looking at this. New hobby.
Don't get used to it. Got up a life, baby.
Yeah. Just doing this now. This is a dream come true moment.
Really is.
A fire in our bedroom. Not only have we wanted a log burner forever, one in our bedroom. Well done. Well done. It's this very nice bit of slate that you've got there. I've just been noticing that. Did you cut that?
I cut it.
You cut it yourself, did
And
you?
I installed it.
And you installed
I
it?
did, yeah.
Wow. And you built the fire? And you chopped the logs, maybe part of a toe.
Yeah.
You did all these things.
Some of the flesh is in there.
You used your toe as kindling. And there's our tree in there.
It is. Why is something so simple Why does it give you so much pleasure? For some reason, to seeing the chimney puffing away makes me very, very happy. The home has a source of heat. It has a fire.
Once again, precariously and awkwardly tackling two-man jobs on your own. I mean, I came in with that prop, and you showered some gravel in my eyes, and then I left again. That was the extent of my help. But yeah, well done. Well soldiered on. I mean, God bless this man and his perseverance on awkward, difficult jobs.
Well, I did have the right tool for the job, but I sold it. Because I thought I vowed to myself never to do any plasterboarding of ceilings ever again.
And here you are.
Here I am. Talking of plasterers. So yeah, so that was fun.
Yep. But all worth it because the cottage has some heat and light and warmth in our bedroom of all places. Oh my goodness. I know we've said it that it's a dream come true, but it literally is. I have wanted to live in a home with a fireplace. Well, forever. Since I knew that fireplaces were even a thing. And here I am in the ripe old age of 40 something. How old am I?
You're not yet mid-40s.
Here I am, spring chicken in her early 40s, basically 30s. And finally, not only do we get a fireplace, but in our bedroom. That just feels like, oh, so magical, doesn't it?
It's pretty cool.
I mean, we're not in there sleeping, but still, the promise of it is pretty cool, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Yeah. So join us next week because we've had to do 3 things that we really, really didn't want to do. And they get kind of increasingly worse and more difficult to bear. So we're gonna just giving you a heads up, guys. We're gonna need some consolation next week. We're definitely gonna need some words of encouragement. So yeah, stay tuned for that one.
Yes, all 3 heartbreaking, really.
But necessary.
Heartbreaking and necessary, yeah.
Oh yeah. Come and join us. Give us a pep talk next week. We'll share what's been going on. See you then.
See you, folks. Bye, folks. Anything on teeth? Don't know why I'm trusting your vision, but
I was just thinking that. I have my glasses on. Come on, week. Can you read that? Font size 1.
the best way to enjoy my tiny head. On a 50-inch TV. The only time it becomes life size.
It's like a snappy little wrap-up, and we'll share what's been going on our off-grid Irish homestead.
It's like you've been doing this now for... How long have we been doing this?
It's nearly our year anniversary, our YouTube-iversary. And so, not literally chew the grass. Leave that to the ponies.
Yeah, we won't be chewing that cud.
Oh, we forgot our intro.
So now it's time for... No, you've got to say that bit.
Yeah, that's my bit. You stole my bit. Do you want to do it the other way around?
So now it's time for...
Comment of the week. Doesn't work, does it?
I think I prefer mine.
I think I prefer yours.